Hello. So today I have a tiny home build. I'm not sure if I've done a tiny home before. I know I did that like caravan, so I think technically that was probably classed as a tiny home. But yeah, I'm not too sure if I've done anything else other than that. But today I have done like I'm calling it like a DIY kind of tiny house because I used a lot of the furniture as kind of quite like makeshift that we've got in the game. So as you can see, I kind of started by laying out some of the furniture that I was like, I could use this. And so I think I've got a bath from Strangerville, the sink from Laundry Days, possibly. The toilet was just a toilet. The new bookcase that came with University. I think I put in, there's like a pallet coffee table that I downsized a little bit and put in, that goes in the living room, and that's from University, I'm fairly sure. I do kind of change this house quite a bit, so like the way it looks now, and later on I did go back in like yesterday and just change it up again, because originally, also sorry if you can hear any background noise, it's rabbit drinking water bottle again. Yeah, so originally I put in like this like kind of grotty fridge, and then I was like, no, that's not the one. I still wanted it to look quite nice, and also originally I was going for quite like a colourful thing, and I kept kind of the blue colour scheme in the end, but I did tone it down a bit because I decided I didn't like the exterior. So at some point you see me do the whole like exterior wall colouring and roofing and all that kind of jazz, and then I was like, I don't like it. So I kind of modernised it a little bit on the outside and then kind of matched the inside to make the tones match a bit more, because I think the colour scheme was a bit too childish maybe for what I was going for. And I've got an idea of a build that I want to do using that kind of colour scheme. So like the colour scheme that I originally used, where it's like loads of different colours. So I decided to save it for when I can make full use of it. Not that you can only do like one colour scheme for one build once, but you know what I mean. Okay, that was very loud. My mic just picked on one of the rabbits throwing a very loud toy, and very sorry about that bit. Not really sure what to do about that, because I can't really like do anything about the rabbits because they live here. They just make noise in the back of my videos all the time and eat my furniture. Yeah, so I do really like this one. I originally put that little fireplace in, and I think I take it out. No, I'm sure I take it out. I did use the same plant twice. It's that one. I'm not sure which pack it came in, but it's like green leafy plants on the top, and then there's like another shelf with more green leafy plants. And I put one outside, and then I decided to put one inside under the TV. So, yeah. I did decide to leave in like the footage where I originally had the house, because I thought, I don't know, it's just kind of nice to see how the idea evolved. At least that's what I think. And then like kind of how much I ended up changing it. But I think I prefer how like the look I ended up going for, which I mean obviously because that's the one I ended up going for. I did make use of, there's a window that came with Island Living that I haven't got to use yet. I love it, but I couldn't think of a use for it. I've used like the big glass doors, they're lovely, love those, but I couldn't find, oh god, that pink wall. Also, the other issue I had with this house is it ended up looking a bit too much like the up house that I built, because I was trying to use all different colours sliding, and it just looked like the up house, and that's part of the thing that prompted me to change the colour scheme. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, I have forgotten what I was doing. I'll carry on with what else I put in there. I put in some laundry. By laundry, I mean I couldn't fit a washer dryer. So I put in a little tub out front and, what do you call it? A clothesline. There we go. Washing line. Put one of those outside because I wanted one of those. And then I was like, I don't have a washing machine and I do not have space for one. And so that's where the wash tub comes into play, and that's kind of left out on the deck. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I keep going off on tangents. I'm terrible. Yeah, so I used the Island Living window that's like a big open window thing, and I put that on the little deck area as like a bit where you can like look in. I think it looks really cute. I really liked it, and I kind of gave it a little veranda over the top. The bedroom's a bit weird. I think that's the room I like the least. I kind of put the least effort into that room, I think. I don't know. It's just I couldn't find a way to make it work quite as well as I wanted to with the look I was going for. I ended up just changing that bed out because I originally put in, because I was like, oh yeah, like a air bed, that's kind of a little bit DIY, like, I don't know, because we don't have like a pallet bed, which to me seems like the obvious place to go, especially when you've added like pallet-y kind of furniture like that coffee table. So the obvious place my brain goes is, oh, pallet bed, because I feel like they were quite popular at one point. They were like a cool thing to do. But we don't have one, otherwise I would have used one of those. So in the end, I swap out the air bed because they're just too garish for this house, I thought. Like, I just didn't like the bright yellow for a bed. And I didn't like any of the other swatches. So in the end, I swap it out for just like I think like a navy bed. I could be wrong. I can't quite remember because my memory is terrible. And I do get rid of one of these little island living windows and instead put in, I think it's either Get Together or Get Famous. Like, it's a wall decor piece. It's like wood panels. And it's really nice, and I've never had the opportunity to use it before. Yeah, so this is, I've got to the point now where I kind of like go outside and change the exterior, as you can see. I do change the colour of the walls again. I was struggling because I was kind of, part of me wanted to go with that kind of like dark wood, black, modern kind of exterior, but then I thought it just didn't really suit the inside of the house, so I kind of went for a bit of a hybrid where I kind of had like a kind of similar feature like that sliding, but I think in the end I went for like a bluey grey, like the colour it is now, and then I think I put white as well. So it's kind of like quite light on the outside because I think I used white because I wanted it to kind of match in with the little veranda-y bit and the inside. And then I use, what else do I use? Yeah, I keep it kind of like neutrally coloured on the outside, but keep this kind of blue theme running through the inside. And there's a little bit of pink here and there on the inside that I quite like, because I really wanted to use that sofa that you've probably seen me put in by now, because it's like a sofa that looks like it's had a blanket thrown over it. And I just like that idea that they kind of bought like a older sofa and they like maybe haven't got the money to reupholster it or don't really want to yet, so they just kind of got a nice blanket, threw it over and kind of made it look like a new sofa. I like the kind of DIY-y kind of ideas, so I thought that was a good idea. Yeah, so this is just me fiddling with colour schemes and stuff again, so apologies for that one because I do that quite a bit. I debated giving this house a garden, and it has space for one if anyone wanted to put one in, but I just kind of gave it a front lawn with some plants and stuff around. I didn't really imagine this kind of house having a garden, and it definitely could, but landscaping is just not my strong point, and I didn't really have a proper thought of what kind of sim lived here other than I made probably like a little bit of garden-y sim because I put some plant pots out front, but other than that, I just didn't really have enough to work with in my head about what I could do as a garden, whereas often like with sim family homes I'll have a garden because I like to put in children's play stuff like the monkey bars and the, what do you call it, slide. I don't know why I just keep forgetting things, but it's 2020 guys, and I set myself a reading goal of 52 books, which is what I set myself last year, and I got to 31. But this year we're going to get to 52. We're going to do it. So anyone else got any New Year's resolutions or goals? I call mine resolutions, but they're really just goals. I just like goal setting. It's just like I really like the new year kind of thing because I just really enjoy making goals for myself. I've so far read 2 books, which is pretty good. I keep fidgeting, sorry about that, it's because my leg's going dead, but I'm too scared to move it properly because it's going to make loads of noise. And I could pause the recording and do it, but I am on a fly, so I'm not going to. Yeah, I am going back to Edinburgh tomorrow, so that's a little bit annoying. I mean, I like it there, and I'm looking forward to going back, but it's also like it's such an effort to get back, and all my family are here, all my rabbits are here, my dog's here, my boyfriend's here currently, my cat is here, and I love university and I love Edinburgh, but I'm like, can I just move some of that stuff up there? Because I'd rather move it up there than move that back down here. So, okay, I have moved a bit because my foot might fall off if I don't, so this chair creaks quite a lot and I'm not really sure why. But yeah, I've read 2 books this year so far. I've read a fiction and a non-fiction. I'm trying this year to get a bit more into non-fiction because I've got quite a lot of non-fiction books to read that I bought ages ago, but I really wasn't into non-fiction, but it's kind of growing on me a bit. I read a fiction book called You Had Me at Hello, which is like a romance book about 2 30-year-olds-ish people. It was really cute. I really enjoyed it. Had a nice time reading that book. I was just like, guys, can you have a conversation though? Because all of this would have been sorted by conversation. And then the other book I read last night was a book called Taking Up the Space, The Black Girl's Manifesto, or it might be the other way around. And that was really, really interesting. I definitely recommend that one because it's very interesting to look at. It was basically a book about racism within like institutions, so institutional racism. Also, if you heard that was my shoe on the chair because I just pulled my leg down in the end because it's really, really numb. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting book and really insightful to read about 2 different people's experiences, and also they interview a load of other people, so you get to hear about their experiences too. I had a lot of fun reading it. Like, I mean, it's not a fun topic, I guess, but it's very much people's lived experiences, and it's interesting to read from the perspective of people who have lived through that. And again, I would definitely recommend it if you're into non-fiction books or you just want to learn a bit more what it's like to be like a woman of colour, or a black woman specifically. But I think a lot of the issues they talk about are kind of applicable to like any minority group, but there are points that are specifically for black women because there are issues that particular groups face more than others. But yeah, would recommend. And then this bit, I just realised that when I was taking screenshots, I was like, I have no clutter going on in this kitchen and I don't like it. So I just went in and added some cluttery things that I thought that's what kitchens usually have. So that's what I did. And as I said, it looks cute. I like this house and I'm glad I built it, honestly. I'm probably going to enter it for there's a Sims competition, if you don't know, that I think it's to get the stuff pack, but I just kind of want to enter just because it's fun. And I've already built a tiny home and it's like for their new tiny living stuff pack thing. So yeah, I'm going to enter this in it, I think, because I don't know, I just really like this build. I hope other people like it too. I don't know what I did with these plants down here. I just like plants. I think you can probably tell from my builds. So yeah, that's where the video is going to end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.